Council's resounding rejection of Rockport Stadium?
I make of it that there were either people who made a personal decision that they thought that the recommendation that was made, which was consistent with the wishes of the Ford family, was not to their liking, or that their constituents told them that they didn't want them to support the recommendation. As I said very clearly, and look, like most everything else, I think you understand, because you all cover it every day, how our system works. The mayor of the day happens to be me at the moment, has very little ability to sort of issue decrees or just make decisions on my own. Most things have to be approved by a majority of the City Council. And in this case, I put forward, accompanied by reasons why I thought it was appropriate, something that could acknowledge many years of public service by Mr. Ford, and in particular, acknowledge it in a way that recognized the contributions he'd made to young people in his ward and right in the very stadium that was proposed to be renamed. And so in that sense, I erred, as I would always try to do, on the side of generosity, but the council decided otherwise. And I think they had a fair bit of feedback from the people who just decided that they were not able to look beyond some of the things that had gone on that were inconsistent with the values I think they see as represented by this office and the people who hold it. And I respect their decision, as I respect all decisions of City Council.
Sir, do you think a lot of that the rejection had something to do with the fact that so many of the people that are on council now served at the same time that Rob Ford was both mayor and councillor, and bad feelings or whatever happened?
It's difficult for me to analyze why things happened the way they did. I think a lot of it had to do with the public reaction to this, which was stronger than I expected in the context of somebody like me who says, that we really shouldn't be living in a world anymore where people look at things as entirely, sort of black or white, that rather you look at them and sort of try to take things in a balanced sort of way. But the reaction was quite strong because some people who had been actually quite supportive of Mr. Ford when he was the mayor actually voted against this. So I didn't go and interview them all and analyze why they voted the way they did. I just accepted it as many decisions when they announced the vote. It is what it is. And people, I think, reflected on their own thoughts about this, and also, I presume, on their constituents' thoughts, and they decided. And in the end, you have to respect those decisions, as I do.
Some commentators, or one commentator, is suggesting that this is the worst political decision on return.
Well, I saw that comment. I would just say that I think when you err on the side of generosity and when you try to bring people together, when you try to do something that will really end an era of divisive politics, which is what I've been trying hard to do the whole time I've been here, to say that it's time to put behind us this terrible division that existed in the city, in the council, in the population of the city. It's time to put that behind us, and that's part of what I was trying to do. I would say that's not the worst mistake. I don't know what would be. I mean, look, I'm a human being, so I make lots of mistakes, as we all do. I just try my best every day to do the right thing. I try to err on the side of generosity, and I will continue to do that, because I think that's what people expect me to do as the mayor. But I, of course, also will respect the decisions of City Council, because that's also what you do if you're doing your job properly as the mayor.
Sir, is that something you'll try to bring? Would you try to bring this back up again? I know there's a certain moratorium period, but would you try to bring it back up?
I don't view it as anything that is it would be done imminently, because I think what you have to do is take time to reflect on why things happened the way they did at the most recent meeting of City Council, and what you don't want to do, because I'll tell you this, I feel badly for Mrs. Diane Ford in particular. When I phoned to tell her that I was bringing this forward, she was quite emotional in her reaction, in a happy way, about this. It means something to her. This is her son. And her son had his flaws, as all human beings do, but this is her son. And so I would certainly want to, I think anybody would want to make sure that if this came up again at some point in time, that it comes up in an environment where people have perhaps gone beyond some of the concerns they have today. I acknowledge those concerns. I understood them when I brought this forward, that there were concerns about how Mr. Ford had conducted himself at some times in his career. I think if you look at other times in his career when he was a city councillor, people across the spectrum would probably agree, while they might not have agreed with all of his views, that he did his job very diligently representing the people that he was serving in Ward 2. So, for now, we've made a decision, and we will move forward from there, and we have lots of other things to do, and maybe we'll let some time pass and see what happens.
Did you call Mrs. Ford to break the news about the rejection?
Yes, I did. It was a private conversation, and obviously I was not telling her news that she wanted to hear, and I just did my best to explain, what I thought had happened. But I just felt it was very appropriate that, having called her to tell her that I was bringing it forward, that I should also call to tell her of the result. She had not watched it on the video stream, and so I was telling her of the news, and I'll leave it at that because it was a private conversation.